All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through as we continue to get ready for our Chapter 1-2 test. Okay, we're going to do 27 and 28 here because it's easier for me to help you with 28 if I explain 27 to you. First of all, it's important to me that you understand that there is a 1 out there in front of that and that there is a plus 0 over here to the right. You don't need those things, but just keep in mind you could write them there. Okay? So what the 1 does is it controls the slope of this problem. What the -4 does is actually counterintuitive. If it's inside the grouping, it makes it go the opposite direction to the right or the left. So that means that we're going to go right 4. And the plus 0 means we're going to go up 0, and that is our vertex, 4, 0. Okay? Since the number out in front of the parentheses is positive, this is going to open upwards and have a slope of 1. So our V is going to look like that. Now, I'll make a T-chart to just check to make sure. So I think when we put in a 4, we should get a 0. And we do. Okay? When you put in a 5, 5 minus 4 is 1. You get a 1. When you put in a 3, 3 minus 4 is -1. Absolute value of -1 is +1. You get a 1. Okay? So I'm pretty convinced that my answer is right, but I'm going to try one more. If I put in a 6, I get a 2. And if I put in a 2, I'm also going to get a 2. Because 2 minus 2 is -2, the absolute value of -2 is +2. So this is what, remember, the absolute value is always going to be some sort of a V or an upside down V. All right, well, that might help you on this one. So notice the vertex is right 1 up 2. So it's the opposite of what's in parentheses. Okay? Right 1 up 2. Now notice the slope is -3. So if I go left 1, I've got to go down 3. If I go right 1, I've got to go down 3. Left 1, down 3. Right 1, down 3. Let me test those points. If I put in a 1, what's 1 minus 1? 0. What's -3 times 0? 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2. So I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. Okay? Let me put in a 2. 2 minus 1? 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. -3 times +1 is -3. And -3 plus 2 is indeed -1. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me put in a 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. Absolute value of -1 is +1. -3 times 1 is -3. -3 plus 2 is -1. Okay? So I'm very convinced now that I did this right. Now I get out my straight edge. And now you see that because it's negative, you get a V. So on your test, you're going to have all sorts of opportunity to get partial credit for this. Is your vertex right? Did you know what the shape is? Is it an A or a V based on negative or positive? Okay? So the more work you show, the neater your work is, the more I can find what you do understand to give partial credit. I hope that helps. Boom!